Hi everyone, welcome to GU Live Lunch episode 143. We are live on Facebook, YouTube and Green Brothers LinkedIn. Got the dream team today. Everyone else is doing other things and left us to it, so we're just going to run riot on our own. Christina, Molly and Nicole are all presenting MMA today, and Christina's also doing another event at the same time as well, so it's all manic in the office. And so just leaving it to us. So we'll have a little chat and see where it goes.
My head is absolutely fried with the craziness that is going on right now.
There's too many things happening.
Definitely.
And we've just said that Kim's gone back into a bit of a time machine on a dodgy internet connection. So it looks like she's on like a 0.5 megapixel Sony camera from about year 2000 or whenever it was.
Dial up in
Throwback Thursday.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's Throwback Thursday. I've got AOL. I've got AOL and MSN on the go. Yeah. No one's on the house phone, so the internet is working. It's going to be fine.
CompuServe, there's another good one.
Oh yeah.
Well, I think that's even with BK.
Yeah, BK, not even BM. Yeah, shocking. So what have we got then, folks?
I've got a story about Instagram, if that's all right. So Instagram. Sorry, what did you say?
I said, go on then.
Oh, sorry. Instagram are launching a new thing called channels. So basically, it's a broadcast channel thing that they're doing. It's like a group messaging function, but basically it's a broadcast rather than a conversation. So if you were following a company, a business, an influencer or whatever, they can have their own broadcast channel and they can just put information in it for their fans. You can like the comments and read them, obviously, but you can't comment back. So I think Meta were getting in on it as well. Obviously, they own it. But Mark Zuckerberg had set one up so that he could give information about what Meta were up to in one of these broadcast channels as well. So might be useful, might not be. I guess if you follow someone and you want to have that
that's similar to Telegram, is that right?
Yeah, I think it is.
Sort of.
Again, they're all copying off each other, aren't they?
Yes, and you can WhatsApp communities. I'm in one, and although it is good, it's very valuable. It is a lot, so I don't think I'd take up the one on Instagram as well as. Yeah.
I guess it depends on who you're following. If it's somebody who just posts something once a week, then maybe it's all right. If there's hundreds of things a day, then it's just going to get too much, isn't it?
Be interesting to see, if it just takes off or whether it's going to be another one of those features that we've forgotten about in about 6 months and it's been quietly shoved to the side somewhere.
Yeah.
And while we're on the subject of Instagram, there was another tiny bit with that. So they're looking at putting a location on reels, so that it's part of their misinformation thing. So basically, if you're watching a reel, it will say at the bottom, account based in the Netherlands or the UK or wherever. Just partly, I guess, if people are doing a video saying, here I am at home and wherever, and they're lying, then there's a bit more visibility, shall we say, as to where the video is coming from.
Has this been already rolled out? I feel like I've seen it.
Possibly.
I feel like I've seen that on my Instagram feed.
So it is in testing. So maybe you've just been part of the test group. Never know, exciting stuff.
I'm the chosen one. Thousands.
Have you got anything? And Kim, what have you?
I have got a TikTok one. Now, this is targeting the not well-to-do, but it's basically there's a new integration with Mercedes Benz that you'll be able to display TikTok content on their in-car screens. So obviously, I'm going to assume that the engine has to be switched off. So maybe I don't think you can be driving down the A45 giving it all of that, but. I just think that's quite interesting. Like, I don't feel that we need to have TV in cars. I just, why?
There was a thing a while ago, wasn't there, about Tesla? There was something they were doing with that, but again, it did have to be sort of engine off or stationary at least. Or something,
I don't see why we need it. Leave cars alone. They are there to get you from A to B. Pop on a bit of Ken Bruce. And just enjoy your journey.
But once they're automated driving, though, then...
You'll need something to do, won't you, while your car's just busy driving you to work?
It could be a mobile cinema.
Yeah. we'll
But the
be
Mercedes thing
watching
said there was 2
podcasts.
screens as well, so the passenger can have a different TikTok.
Oh
on
no,
to the driver.
no.
So it does seem a bit mad to me.
It's just the world's gone mad.
And the article
world's
I
gone
read
mad.
was like, you know, your general Mercedes E-Class driver isn't your general TikTok audience demographic
Yeah,
either,
exactly.
which is a bit of a strange integration, but you know, who knows?
Yeah, I don't think you're going to go to a business meeting and go, hang on, I'll just check the FYP. Like, which is for you, Paige, if either of you.
Right, okay.
Right, there we go. You both went.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
FYP for you, Paige. So, yeah.
Again, not the demographic / user group, I don't think.
Exactly. But Jane definitely has 1 or 2 Mercedes.
I wish.
Possibly 3.
Yeah.
If
Although,
only.
to be fair, I'd just from a gadget point of view, I'd like it. Wouldn't
It
say
would
I'd
be
use
cool, like, oh, shiny, but
it. Yeah.
It's a
Yeah, I
bit
don't
weird.
know how I'd use it, but yeah, if it was
I
there as an
wouldn't,
option,
because-
free add-on on the car, you might have it.
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't use it. A, I don't drive, and B, I don't think I'll ever afford a Mercedes. So, if they popped it in a Fiat Punto, maybe.
Well, good
I can't
knowledge.
see that. Yeah.
Might do. So, have you got anything else?
There was a quick YouTube one. YouTube adds more short performance insights, updated chat and moderation role. I'm definitely not just reading this as we go. Hot off the press. It says YouTube is adding some new metrics for shorts along with demographic data by upload format in YouTube Studio as part of its latest feature update. So they'll be adding new shown in feed and viewed versus swiped away, which is quite interesting.
Yeah.
So if someone's just gone, no, don't fancy that. Oh, actually, that's, you know, but do we not get that from engagement anyway? But I suppose...
Yeah. I suppose you get
'Cause
people
if
who
you
have engaged with it, but not people who haven't. So actually, the swiping it away is an interesting one, isn't it? Because those people have chosen to get rid of it.
Yeah.
I suppose you could look at that as a good and a bad thing, that you can obviously sort of improve your content, but also the fact that people are just getting rid of it.
Yeah.
Different.
But, yeah, definitely pros and cons. But it'd be interesting to see. I'd quite like to see, I'd kind of use that for sort of a content test. Do you know what I mean? What works, what doesn't work, like you say, to improve. So, yeah, I can definitely see the uses for it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, I know I've got a couple of bits and bobs. I think I've seen you post about this, Kim, so I know you know about this. So the Meta verified sort of blue check mark type thing.
Yeah.
So Meta's basically done a Twitter blue. So you can get a verified badge, you get some extra account support, visibility and reach. So it is pretty much like their version of that. So they've obviously had a bit of criticism just saying it's a sort of cash grab. I was trying to look how much it was. So $11.99 if you do it on the web, or $14.99 on iOS and Android. So it's quite a lot a month, really, just to get those bits, really.
That's what I mean. Like when I looked at this, I was like, looking at what you get for your money, I just would not bother personally. But I don't know from a business perspective. But from a personal perspective.
That's what I was going to ask you to, just if you've seen anything else, because the one that I've read doesn't really mention the business thing. It sounds certainly more personal.
Yeah.
Because you've got to submit government ID and stuff.
Exactly.
So I could see it if it was for a business page, it might be worth it just to get that extra visibility and things.
Yeah.
But as a person, unless you're a personality, but even then, if you're that much of a personality, you don't need that extra reach and
exactly.
Yeah.
So
it's a weird one.
Yeah, it's a bit of an odd one. So yeah, I don't know.
Would you guys pay to be verified on anything?
No.
No, me neither.
No.
I don't care enough. And nobody cares about me enough for it to be verified. Like, what is that gonna No.
No, I mean, again,
maybe it's more of just an ego thing. Someone was to pay for it. It's like, oh, look at me, I'm verified, but nobody actually cares.
I suppose only in the sense of if you are a personality or whatever, then you'd hopefully know it was the real them. As you were
Yeah.
saying before, Mark, about fake accounts being set up. He would
I have a story about that in a moment. So
What a
yeah,
great
I mean,
link, Jane.
yeah. Thanks, Jane. Handing over.
Over to you, Mark, in the studio.
Yeah, indeed. So yeah, I literally only just happened to see this before we came on, and this was a Twitter blue verification fail, if you like, where the BBC had actually written a whole article based on a tweet by Will Ferrell, but it wasn't Will Ferrell. It was a fake Will Ferrell account. But to be fair, in the bio, it did actually say it was a parody. But obviously, the BBC journalist didn't go that far into it, just saw the tweet, saw the blue tick, thought it was Will Ferrell, and then wrote a whole story on it. So it was just something to do with football and stuff, because I did see something the other week that he was in the country doing, I think
he was at Wrexham with Ryan. Was he with Ryan Reynolds or something like that?
Yeah, and he was on Sky Sports and stuff like that, and because he co-owns a football club in America. So obviously, I suppose from that perspective, it probably wasn't out of the realms of possibility that it was him tweeting this thing. But obviously, yeah, just by looking at the blue tick doesn't mean that it's actually that person.
Yeah.
Because I think, in fact, I didn't.
So what you're saying is I could be anyone if I pay for it.
Pretty much especially on Twitter, because I don't think you have to. You don't have to prove your identity. At least you do on Facebook and Instagram.
Quite like that idea. Maybe I could have a whole different alter ego.
Could be.
I mean, I do have many personalities, so that's, I don't think one more would be.
And they could all be verified for a certain amount per month.
For $14.99 a month on iOS and Android.
I think it's cheaper on Twitter, so you get a better deal on there.
Yeah.
Oh, well, now we're talking. Sign me up.
I think it's only about $8.99 if you did, or maybe a bit more on iOS. But yeah, so it's quite interesting that even the BBC don't actually look close enough to see what that was about.
Yeah, as Paul said, was it an interesting way for the BBC journalist to resign?
I was just about to say, we've all made the odd oversight every now and again, but if you work for the BBC, I don't think you can you?
No, probably not, no.
I think, I suppose it was only, like I say, it was just it was only a sort of football related sort of story where he'd supposedly apologised to some fans for saying something else. But obviously, if it had been something sort of more controversial, or it could have been a whole sort of not good. So just beware when you see your little blue ticks. Just have a look, make sure
your due diligence.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you guys got any others?
Do you know I've got I'll be honest, I've got way too much work on to be reading the social media news. So I had a quick scan, and I think they were two of my favourites that I picked. So just a quick one from me today. Yeah,
I've only got one more, unless you've got any more.
I
Jane.
haven't, no.
No, it's been quite a weekend. I mean, I think the only other thing I saw was Twitter are charging for text message two-factor authentication now for non-subscribers. So if you want to use text message as your 2FA, then you end up having to pay for it now if you're not a Twitter Blue subscriber by the look of it.
They'll get you one way or another.
You can still use authentication apps though, so at least there is still a way of securing your account without having to pay more money to Elon. So again, he's probably just trying to recoup a bit of his money now, isn't he? So
I'm really bored of these authentication things. Now I know that they serve a great purpose.
Like I say, hopefully Chris Hambert's not listening today.
No, if you need any help, GDPR data things and all, clever stuff, get on Chris. But me, Simple Sally over here, it annoys me when I know I've logged in something. It goes, you need to prove here. I don't, especially if you only need just one, just one tiny thing. I have to go into my phone, then I've got a list of about 100, i.e. 4. And then the code always runs out, and I'm just like, it just does my head in.
I dread the day when I accidentally leave my phone at home and have to do it because, well, yeah, you can't do it then, can you?
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Can't,
the thing, is you've got to have your phone with you at work, wherever you are. In case
And if your
one
phone
of
gets
those comes up.
stolen,
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, even then it's even more flipping hard work, isn't it? Trying to get it back and prove you're
Yeah.
you.
but I suppose that's the point of it, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
You get
Yeah.
locked out and you haven't, yeah. So,
that is true. But
yeah, we're all
no.
just far too impatient for that, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think even yesterday I was with a client in the office and I wanted to log into our CRM, and because I'd gone on to not my computer but another one, it's like two-factor authentication just to get in
That's
there.
the one that
it's like,
annoys me the most, the CRM one, because I've got lots of different like Chrome profiles for different bits and bobs, and I can never remember which one it is, and I always pick the wrong one, and I'm like,
yeah, I've got a couple of Microsoft ones like that. So if I'm trying to log into something, it's like I always get the wrong one, and it's like, oh god, back to the other.
yeah.
And I do blame Chris for that.
Well, yeah. Anything IT, don't go to crit. No, don't.
Yeah, he enforces our two-factor.
Yeah, he's so data like privacy protected driven. Like it's just so annoying, Chris.
Doing
how
your
dare you
job
keep us
well.
safe?
Yeah, he's too good at his job.
Dear. Well, if on that note,
Can I get back to work? I'm really busy.
we shall all two-factor off.
Love it. That was brilliant.
I'm gonna, yeah, good.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
there's not much else to sort of
No, that week's
on the
quite
news
weak,
front
isn't it?
this week. So yeah, hopefully we'll have a few more of the team back next week to
We will.
sort of entertain everyone, especially Nicole and Molly, obviously.
Yeah, the kids.
more
The kids will be
entertaining
back
than
from half term.
Yeah, that's actually where they really are.
Yeah. Yeah, they're at the soft play centre at the moment, having a fight in the ball pit.
Yeah,
They'll be back next week.
yeah, they're probably just squabbling as they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully they watch this, and then
Do you know
yeah,
what
I
would be
will get.
interesting to see if they actually do watch the live lunch though? So we could say
Yeah.
anything here because I think, like I say, we're all far too busy. I certainly don't go back and watch them unless, I mean, I do. They're great content, high value. But yeah, so we could say anything we want right here.
Yeah, so Nicole and Molly, just make sure you're watching right through to the end of this and just give us a little report back.
Yep.
And Christina, obviously.
Well, yeah.
She probably will, just to check see
She
what we
will.
said.
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
Keep
you
an eye on
know.
us.
We love you,
Yeah.
Christina.
Right, on that note, we shall do a
We'll
little
see you
wave
next
as
week.
normal. So if we can do a nice little wave for the
Wave for
camera.
Cheers.
There we go.